Good morning, one and all. Welcome to session 9. This is Dr. Diana Moses. As we have completed Unit 5, we will run through or revise Unit 4 of Modern Software Engineering. So, when we look into the Unit 4, it mainly deals with how to plan Agile development or how to plan in Agile projects. As Agile projects are more chaotic in nature and as they keep changing or work in changing environments and they also accomplish work parallelly, it is difficult for us to plan everything in advance. So, we will look into some of the methods and strategies that help us identify how this planning can be done in Agile methodologies. So, Unit 4 includes some of the major aspects in planning of Agile development strategies, starting from the vision and how to release a plan, how to manage risks and how to plan for risks, and how do we do planning in iteration, and what slack and stories and estimation processes are. The first thing we will look into is what planning exactly is and how to set a vision for your project. The first thing is, as we start with simple projects, Agile methodologies work fine because they do not require a lot of planning. You can start directly with the design and the development, and then you include your tests also as part of your stories, and then deliver immediately to your client. And because the client is also involved in the process of development, it is easier to complete your production to code till deployment. Whereas in larger projects, it is hard to plan everything in advance. And as parallelism increases in your projects, it is even more difficult to plan things or to schedule things and to get them into the right order. Now, there are certain practices that allow us to control this chaos of endless possibility. There are 8 practices in Agile planning methodologies that help us to drive our production into some order. The first one is the vision. The vision reveals where the project is going and why it is going there. It helps us identify ourselves with the client requirements and what we try to accomplish. And the second one is the release planning, which provides a roadmap for reaching that destination. The next one is the planning game. A planning game combines the expertise of the whole team to create achievable plans. Once you have your release plan, you work on who will be working on which part of the project, and that devises your planning game. The next one we will talk about is the risk management, which allows the team to make and meet long-term commitments. Now, the next one is the iteration planning, which provides a structure to the team's daily activities and how they proceed with towards the vision. Slack allows the team to reliably deliver results every iteration. Stories form the line items in the team's plan. So it is the stories that is going to form the major part of your team's deliberation and production. The last one is estimation, which enables the team to predict how long it is going to take for us to complete or accomplish that vision in our mind. What is this vision? How do we set a vision? Is our discussion for this session. We should know why our work is important and how we'll be successful. Why this work is important and how we will be successful. That sets the project vision. A product, once you start working on a project, you should be able to imagine your project as a product. So when we state the vision, that should be product based. So the product vision is before a project is a project even, it becomes an idea for someone in the company. So you identify these people. Where visions come from? Sometimes the vision is for a project that strikes as a single compelling idea. One person gets a bright idea, evangelizes it, then gets approval to pursue it. That person is going to be our visionary. Once it is difficult to identify visions, which will last longer, which will be more successful, is what is makes it difficult to assess. So when we identify the vision, the best approach is to have the visionary act as the project manager themselves. And all along the vision process, we're supposed to document the vision. Once it is created, the vision statement will help you maintain and promote this vision. How do we create a vision statement? A vision statement documents must have three things: what the project should accomplish, why it is valuable, and the project's success criteria, what makes it successful. These three are very important points in the vision statement. And how do we promote once the vision statement is laid out? After creating the vision statement, post it prominently as part of the team's informative workspaces. Use the vision to evangelize the project to stakeholders and to explain the priority of some specific stories. Be sure to include the visionaries in the product decisions and invite them into the release planning sessions. Make sure they see iteration demos, even if that means a private showing of your iteration demos. And what is release planning? How do we plan for a release? A release planning is a plan for success. Adapt your plans so that you can change your plans more often than once per release. Keep your options open. Like, for example, when you started with your ideation, you might have a different idea in mind, but after some of the demos, you might have developed a still better idea or a more efficient way of doing certain things. So you can adapt your release plans accordingly, so that if you are open to multiple choices, it helps you refactor your code better and to achieve better efficiency. Now, there are two types of plans. One is called as a scope boxed plan, and the other one is called as a time boxed plan. A scope boxed plan is one that defines the features the team will build in advance, but the release date is very uncertain. So you plan on the functionality than on your time scale. The second one is the time boxed plan, which defines the release date in advance, but it is not specific about the features that will be included in the release. So you are sure of when to complete, but you do not know what to be completed by that time. It is always better to have a time boxed plan than a scope boxed plan. This is a release planning board, which looks like a whiteboard sketch. So you have a release plan. You say what happens till the next release, when is your next release, so what are the featured stories of the current release, what are the ideas for the following release, and in the far future, what are the stories you are planning to include. All these are included into the release planning board. Now, to come up with this story, you need to brainstorm features and stories and use the vision to guide you into accommodating those in the storyline. Turn to interaction designers for new ideas and involve stakeholders as appropriate. The classic requirements gathering techniques may also help come up with a release plan. And the end result will be a single list of prioritized stories. So by the end of this discussion, you will know which of the stories are most important and which one you will have to concentrate first. And the final list of stories will become the release plan, and you will have to post it prominently to keep your team working on the development of such a plan. And this is how you can visualize your planning horizons. Now, if you see a week-wise timeline, the first thing is your implementation is very less, whereas the requirement gathering and the customer tests and all that are going to have higher prominence. As you move forward, your development or the implementation becomes bigger towards and closer to your project's vision. With this, we will be closing off on our session on vision. Catch you up in the next session. This is Dr. Diana signing off. Thank you.